scattered so long. Yahweh, he put the date for them to always know exactly who's who, who's what, bond, talk some Bible, and all that good stuff. So that's the way it is on the second day of the feast. Still gonna be a lot of eating them up, drink them up, and all that. And that's a great thing too. But we gonna open up in the 8th chapter of Nehemiah, that young line, Brother Titus. Look at verse 1, skip down to verse 10. We're gonna open up in Nehemiah chapter 1, chapter 8, verse 1. And remember, all feast days for the next 6 days, how many left? Come on the broadcast. We'll be on every night at 7:30. Every night at 7:30. We will be live. And all the camps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be live. Maybe soon the sun go down, they be ready to go. But we'll be on the broadcast on Blog Talk Radio every feast day. All the feast days started when we come on the broadcast at 7:30. Although we'll be getting it on prior to that, but we'll go live on that broadcast at 7:30. So young line, we got some Luke 12:12 in already. Let's look at the 8th chapter, verse 1, and skip down to 10. We'll read till we get our point. Yeah, come on.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 1 and verse 10. Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, reads, and all the people got themselves together as one man to the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra, the scribe, to bring the book of the law of Moses, which Yahweh had commanded to Israel.
All right, so what happened on this matter of fact, when is all this going on? Pick up verse 2.
Verse 2 reads, Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 2. And Ezra the priest broke the law before the congregation of Israel, both for man and women, and all that could hear with understanding upon the first day of the 7th month.
So the first day of the 7th month, that is the actual time of this feast day kicking off. Well, that's the actual time of the feast day kicking off, and we got that first day in from top to bottom, and we just got to completing the bottom part. So now we're in day 2, and day 2, every day of the feast day starts. Sister Sarah, all the feast day starts according to 132 of the book of Mark. All feast days start in Mark 132. Sister Sarah, let's see what it says. And Sister Judas, give me the 16th chapter, verse 6. When you see the word called Passover, it means feast in this case. Word Passover means feast. When you go to 16th chapter, verse 6, you'll see a word called Passover, but that means feast in this case. So 132, what you got there, Sister Daughter Sarah? What you got there?
Going to the book of Mark, chapter 1, verse 32. Verse 32 reads, and at evening, when the sun did set,
good right there. That's what I want. So all feast days in the Bible starts when again, Sister Sarah?
At evening.
When?
Sunset.
When the sun sets. So that's when all feast days of the Bible starts. At evening when the sun sets. A lot of people don't know what time. Or you look out your window, look up, look when you're in your car, whatever. All feast days starts according to Leviticus 23, according to Yahweh's word, at evening when the sun sets. That's when the children of Israel start heading to any of the feasts that he have in this Bible. They had no feast at 11 a.m. to 9 a.m. They were doing something else. They were gathering something else. What they're going to cook up or something at 9 o'clock in the morning. They wasn't doing none of that. They know everything starts in the evening time. So you got to adjust yourself according to Yahweh's word on this feast days, according to the Bible, not the world system.
Right.
See, that's why people get tired At about 10, it gets tired. You know why you get tired? Because you messed around, you got too early. You thought, this Christian business. Christian get in at 9 and be out the way. No, this is YHWH's business. We start everything at night. Matter of fact, I got to pull it right out of the hat behind that, so Sarah. Because this is what's going to be going on every feast day in Luke chapter 1. There'll be something going on every feast day in Luke chapter 1. Let's see what be going on. And that's what those seers was doing prior to. You're doing the same thing. This what the seer was doing. So let me show you something. In Luke chapter 1, there, Sister Sarah. He helped those seer out in verse number 8. Let's read a little bit and see what's going on.
Going to the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 8. Verse 8 reads, "And it came to pass that while he executed the priest's office before YHWH in the order of his course."
Yeah.
Verse 9. "According to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the YHWH."
So his lot was to turn on the lights. So they see, you got everybody got something going on to turn on the lights. That's what he was doing. He was turning on the lights. Well, hallelujah. So I'm gonna throw a couple more in IL on came to the broadcast. So we're gonna throw a couple of those L, and we're gonna get on out the way, let the young lion do what they gotta do. So let's see, can we bring in that L? We got Israel, and see, we get about 2-3 good old hits in here, and we gonna get on out the way and let the young lion do what they got to do. So when you meet IL with a loud voice, you'll say, "Elder Yahweh Israel, Yahweh BJFC right." Elder Yahweh Israel, Yahweh BJFC right. Well, can I hear nothing? Elder Yahweh Israel, Yahweh BJFC right. Oh, you ain't got, oh, okay, I see. I've been just talking with Storm and wasn't even connected, huh?
No, you connected. Something just happened.
Hallelujah. So our elder came to the broadcast, so we're gonna get up through with the elder. We're gonna back out the way and listen to the young lion do what they got to do on the second day of the feast. So Elder Yahweh Israel, Yahweh BJFC right. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Elder got the young lions, they all ready to roar and everything else. So we just gonna get us a crew in with you, and we're gonna bag up and let the young lion do what they gotta do. They ready to roar big time. So we was talking about something a minute ago about matter of fact, Sister Sarah, read that again. We found out that that the priest was doing what again? What was the priest doing again?
Going to the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 8 and verse 9. Verse 8 reads, "And it came to pass while he executed the priest's office before YHWH in the order of the course of his course." Verse 9. "According to the custom of the priest's office, his lot was to burn incense when he went into the temple of the YHWH."
Oh, okay. So you had Zechariah would have said at that time, but he knew one thing: he had to do his part, and his lot was to come in and turn the lights on, because all the feast days of the Bible starts in the evening. As a matter of fact, since Judas gonna give me that verse out the way now, I know I can stand it about that feast. And 16 verse 6. Deuteronomy 16 verse 6. Let's talk about that feast again. About the timeline on all feast days. We'll be on the broadcast all week, even Monday, Tuesday, all the way to the 8th day is over with at 7:30. All feast days starts at 7:30, and because the elders got in there and they turn the lights on, and then they let the young lion do the roaring. So what you reading out of 16 verse 6? Let's talk about the feast there, Sister Sarah. I mean, Sister Judas. What about in 16 verse 6?
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 6. Verse 6 reads, but at the place which the Yahweh, thy Yahweh, shall chose to place his name in.
To choose
this place his name in.
Yeah.
There thou shalt sacrifice the feast at evening.
When? When?
At the going down of the sun.
Oh, so what time the feast starts?
Evening at the going down of the sun.
Hallelujah. So all feast days starts in the Bible. When again, Sister Judas?
At evening at the going down of the sun.
Excellent. Because if we do it right, elder YHWH'S, Zechariah chapter 8. Let's talk about the elder YHWH'S, Zechariah end time prophecy chapter 13 down to verse 15. If we do this thing right, elder, let's talk about a little bit of this. Zechariah chapter 8, 13 down to verse 15, second day of the feast. Come on.
Book of Zechariah chapter 8. Verse number 13 to 15 reads, Book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse number 13. Five. The time that you remember the date. The will I think of the house.
Hallelujah. So he said he gonna reverse this curse on us, and what we got now is an ignorance of Yahweh's law, statutes, and commandments. You say, no, I've done you some damage because of the fact you didn't listen to me, and I'm the one who put this curse on you. See, he said, I'm the one who put it on you. Let's get a precept on that, elder. We're going to Jeremiah 46, verse 27 and 28. Jeremiah 46, 27 and 28. He said, now the curse you got on you now, children of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and Simeon, because you didn't want to do right. Now, once you start doing right, look for Yahweh to reverse this curse, and that's why we doing everything we possibly for Yahweh to see. We gonna get this blessing in this excellent stone that the 6 anointed council voices of the true Israelite will lead the way. Because when you doing what this Bible tell you to do, he have no choice but to bless. I mean a blessing. Before you read that, elder, give me some on that blessing real quick, elder. Isaiah 64 verse 4, elder. What does it say that in Isaiah 64 verse 4?
Book of Isaiah, chapter 64, verse number 4 reads. But Isaiah 64, verse number 4. The beginning of
So he said he got something for you. He got something for you. And you can't even imagine what he got for you on those that keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. So if you keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, he got something for you. Now let's go back to Jeremiah there, young man, because Paul gonna pull that later on. There, Sister Sarah, he's gonna pull that in 1 Corinthians 2:9, had that be patent on that from you at time appointed. But elder YHWH'S, in the book of Jeremiah 46, 27, 28, what that say?
Look at Jeremiah, chapter 46. This is the 22nd, verse 28. Look at Jeremiah 46, verse number 22.
You see that? So he say, he let you know he gonna make a full end of all the nations. That means all the nations that was in power. All the nations that had a say so in anything, they will be brought down to a full end. And right now, he's not leaving you unpunished, because if you want this full end to come, then you got to reflect what this book is saying. You can make this thing happen by having some urgency about some thus says Yahweh, especially on these feast days and these Sabbath days and wearing them fringes. I mean, be proud to wear your fringes. But Yahweh love that to see, because he the one gave us a dress code. And that dress code will cause you to have a little problem in the world, but guess what? In Yahweh's eyes, it's marvelous in his eyes.
Yahweh.
See, you got them fringes on, they remember, yeah, anything unusual happened here in the store, yeah. Person that a couple came in with fringes on. You know, that's a sign not good. If somebody spray and throw a bottle in that, because that sound like doom to us. Now, once they start wearing them fringes and know who they are, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and Simeon, we know we're in trouble. So, because they're gonna start doing some things, Elder, in the 30th chapter of Jeremiah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's talk about the Elder Yahweh Israel. They start doing some things, and Yahweh can put a finger, can put the eyeball on them, get reports from the angels. So what it says we can read in Jeremiah 31, 2, 3, 4.
So Jeremiah 30, verse number 1 through 3. Jeremiah 30. Good brother. I see words
Skip down to verse 8, Elder. Let's read a little bit. Skip down to verse 8. Let's see what he got, cooking with Jeremiah. Skip down to verse 8, and we'll read straight on down until we get our point. Let's see what he says in verse number 8.
Jeremiah 30, verse number 8 reads, but shall come to pass in that day, there got horrible, or break his children above thy neck, hurt thy father. Of me. I will raise up the dead. Number 10.
Good. hold it, Elder. Hey, Elder, hold it right there. Hey, hold it right there. I was found on verse 11. That's why I keep telling you we can make a full end of all the nations. Once you understand that all power will be thrown down. Let's read that, Brother Titus.
Yes, sir.
Let's read that. Let's go to 7 verse 9. And Daniel. So understand the whole up is the children of the book. He letting you know he gonna make a full end of all the nations. That means a power would be dissolved. There will be no more rulership. And Daniel reported about it in 7 verse 9. What did he say there, Brother Titus?
The book of Daniel the seer, chapter 7, verse 9 reads, "A Baal to the throne was cast down."
That means I've seen when all power was cast down. All the powers of the world, he said, I've seen. He showed me all the powers of the world cast down. Go ahead.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
And the Ancient of Days was sick.
Whose garment?
And he had on what?
Garment.
I mean, he had a body. You
Yahweh
can't wear a garment unless you got a body. So he had a body with a garment on.
was white as snow.
And it was white as snow. And what else did that garment had on, Sister Judas in 15th chapter, verse 37 to 39? No. What else that garment had on that we can read, Sister Judas?
Numbers chapter 15, 36.
37 down to verse 39. What
Yahweh.
else that garment had on? He had a garment. He was sitting there. You see, everything was cast down. He had his white garment on. What else that garment had on that we can read? Come on, Sister Judas.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 37 to 39. Numbers chapter 15, verse 37 reads, "And the Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying," verse 38, "Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue." Verse 39 reads, "And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own mind and your own eyes, after which you used to do a whoring."
He said, well, all your wicked ways, you'll put them things down. Because them princes remind you that you got to keep laws, statutes, and commandments. And on the first day of every feast day, you got them white garments on with them princes on it. And all in between, you got that royal blue on, because we are called see royal in his body. That's real. And all I know, one color is royal, and that's blue.
Yahweh.
Not purple, not red, blue. That's the only color that has what you call royal is blue. That's why we wear blue garments, because that's what the Bible talks about, see royal. And they, Jeremiah limitation, they compare it to fine gold. And that's why we have gold on the bottom of the fringe, because it lines up with the Bible. But that's another lesson. Hey, come on back there, Elder. Let's read that verse 11 again, Elder. So that's big talk right there. But we letting you know, if you get yourself in order, if I can recognize you on the page of the book, he's going to do what again, Elder? Y'all died in 30 verse 11.
Book of Jeremiah 30, verse 3.
Verse 12, let's read a little bit. Come on here, let's read a little bit in verse 12.
Give your look that is right. The question is that what's that? Me. And 16. For Uncle Lee. That was it. Yeah, wow. All that heritage is one of them. According to Captain. And that is really that is more.
17. Now, Elder, hold on, Elder. Elder, you dropped a bombshell in verse 13 and 14 because you know they love to talk about old sweet, you know, they call him sweet Jesus, polluted for Yahweh the Son. But look what he says that he did in verse 13 and 14. Listen at the tone of what Yahweh the Son, the one that the Christian called sweet Jesus. Look what he say he did in verse 13 and 14.
When Jeremiah goes, 17.
You see that? Yahweh said, I wound you like an enemy wound you. He said, I'm the one who put this thing on you. You don't want to keep my law, statutes, commandments. And he said, I wound you just like you wound an enemy. I put this thing on you. See that? But like I said again, Elder, he letting you know, and that's why we got to let you know that when you're dealing with the feast days of Yahweh, and the reason why he set these 7 days up, it's really the 8 days, it's the bonding period. Go back to Nehemiah, Elder, and verse 8. Let's go back to Nehemiah 8, and we'll pick up verse 10. We'll read a little bit. We're going to Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10, Elder. Got our, and we're going to read a little bit. We're going to read a little bit. And Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10, we'll read a little bit. Don't worry, young man. I'm going to turn over to you. Short, I'm going to get a few more in. I'm going to turn it over to you. So you can go back over anything you want to go back over. That's on you. Come on there, Elder.
Great. Levi. Then the words of the something claiming out the sound. I don't know. But I don't know. The table. That is good. Very quick. Of 18. Also, day by day. Then the master raised the book of the glory section. Law chapter 1. And kept the feast 7 days. On the 8th day, the fall of the city. According to the letter.
Yes, excellent, Elder. Hey, Elder, read verse 13, 14, 18 again. Verse 13, 14, 18. Listen to this right here in 13, 14, and 18. 13, 14, and 18. What does it say there, Elder?
Nehemiah chapter 8. Also, day by day, kept the feast 7 days. On the 8th. For that.
He say he gathered all the chief of the tribes together. And what were they doing according to 8, verse 7, Elder? What were they doing? See, what were they doing? That's why we got our eyes on the young lions. And so what were they doing? They got them all together. I'm looking at the young lions out of Camp 1. I'll be on the phone with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 shortly. So what was going on in 8 verse 7 there, Elder?
Nehemiah. No. Okay.
You see that? And give me verse number 8. And whatever were they doing in verse 8.
They read the book.
You see that? So that's what the young lions do, and we're rehearsing this righteous act right now. So Elder, we're gonna get one more in the closing statement on you, Elder. And we're gonna turn on to the young lions. We're gonna see back and listen to the young lions, see if they out in the audience, are they talking the right talk? We're gonna see what they got going on shortly. So after we read this, we'll get a closing statement out to Elder. But right back and listen to the young lion and take notes, because we never know where we can step up. If we step up and everything needs to be kind of polished a little bit. So that's our responsibility by being the elders and seer, is to make sure the young lions, when we get a little nap in, we gotta make sure they clear, they throwing this thing down in grand style. So let's look at the 30th chapter. No, we look at 31. We're going to 31 of Second Chronicles there, Elder. And we'll look at something that's going on one down to verse number 1, taking down to verse number 4. Let's see what 1 down to verse 4 said. No, 1 down to verse 5. Now I'll tell you what. Let's go 1 down to verse number 8. That's what we do. Second Chronicles 31, 1 down to verse 8. Elder. Yeah, come on.
Book of Second Chronicles, chapter 31. 1 through 8, me. One read. Now, the best, all Israel, they were went out to the that's number 4. All the family of people that go out and get that they were good of the great. They might be. Number 6. They also brought the path. He divided. The third month of cancellation. Where's the guy?
Hey, skip down to verse 16, down to verse 21, and close the statement of Elder. But you see what's going on, Jay? See, they wasn't caught with their pants down or their dress half cut. They started getting this thing prepared on the 3rd month. They were working on this thing from the 3rd month to make sure when the 7th month come around, they was ready to go. They knew what's going on. They knew what they're supposed to be doing. They know how you get the blessing. It's by stepping to the plate. You can't be covered. Oops. I didn't know if I'd tell you. Fine, Jesse. Oh, know about this thing for the 3rd month. You get ready for this 7-day feast. You come out of atonement. You get ready for this thing. You're supposed to be wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and all 6 cats. Lead by example. Hey, Elder, give me 16 down to verse 21 and close the statement. And I'm gonna wrap back along with you. We're gonna listen to the young line, take it all the way in, and the mothers on the line, so we're gonna bring the mothers in too, help assist into this nice broadcast with the young lines. But Elder, we're gonna wrap back after you give me 16 down to verse 21 and the closing statement of Elder. YHWH'S come out.
Book of Second Chronicles, chapter 3. 31. Here, you got everyone. Their church or their years old. Therefore, in the 18th, any household of their little one, the little of them, were all the congregations with their spent hope, sanctified themselves, the covenant everything in the first for all the men. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent, Elder. Elder, I'm about to close the statement, but keep your eye on the young lions there. You on the clock, come on, close the statement, come out. Excellent. That's our elder. That's that lead teacher out of Camp One, YHWH'S. And one thing about it, we here to take care of some business. So we're gonna bring the mothers in on the broadcast. Don't turn on to the young lion, but press the mother in there, one of the young lion. Large the mother, let me get a greeting from the mother. One of y'all bring her on. And we're gonna meet Mother E. And we know Mother E gonna give a commentary before it's all said and done. But right now we're gonna read Mother E by saying, hey, Mother E, one of the mothers out of Camp One. Y'all probably just see right. Hallelujah, y'all out there, mother. All right there, mother. I want to kind of hear one verse out your mother, and I'm gonna back up and turn to the young lions and they'll work it out from that point. In Second Chronicles, Mother E, in verse 16 and 21, can you bring that out for those here in Second Chronicles 31, verse 16 and 21? We're gonna turn to the young lions, and we're gonna sit back in and see what's going on and watch how they bond this broadcast all over the world. Second Chronicles 31, 16, and 21. So it's very important to understand in verse 16, let you know, when you are a member of the 12 tribes of Israel, and you have your offspring, you start them early doing some things in the temple, preparing them for time to come. Now watch what Mother read in verse 16. Listen at verse 16 about when you start your offspring to doing the right thing in verse 16. Come on, Mother. Hold that point, Mother. Hey, Mother, hold that point. Hold that point. So you see they did? They brought their young ones even up to 3 years old and started showing them do something. Pick up the paper, do something from 3 years old, show them responsibility of temple service from 3 years up daily. So that's how you rear up your offspring. Have them do something from 3 years old and up. Do something. And that'll put the right spirit on them when they come up to age. Verse 21 there, Mother.
And
and they prosper. Excellent, mother. When you do the right things, and that's why you got to raise your offsprings, understand. From 3 years on up, you're supposed to show them they're supposed to be doing something in the temple. Because Yahweh will do what to them? Prosper them. He'll prosper you. And on that note, we'll turn on to the young lion, Brother Micaiah and Brother Titus. And Brother Titus gonna get something going on. And young lion, they're gonna do what they gotta do. We're gonna ride shotgun. So, young lions, Yahweh be with both of y'all.
Yahweh bless you there. Sid is
Yahweh
ready.
bless you there. Sid.
Oh, see, Roy.
Up, Sid, Roy. Do Yahweh.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. Over to the young lions.
All right. Okay. Sister Judith. Sister Judith, give me some Luke chapter 12, verse 12.
Luke chapter 12, verse 12 reads, "For the righteous spirit shall teach you in the same hour what you ought to say."
That's right. That righteous spirit will teach you same hour which you ought to say. Right, this precept that's Sister Judith. Give me real quick. Give me Daniel chapter 8. Make that Daniel chapter 9. Daniel chapter 9, verse 20 to 23. Daniel chapter 9. From the book of Daniel chapter 9, verse 20 to 23.
Daniel chapter 9, verses 20 to 23. Verse 20 reads, "And while I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people Israel."
That's what we got to do. We got to confess our sins and the sin about my people Israel. Our people Israel, go ahead.
"And presenting my supplication before the Yahweh, my Yahweh, for the righteous mountains of my Yahweh." Verse 21 reads,
Okay.
"While I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation."
Time of the evening oblation, the evening sacrifice. Go ahead.
Verse 22 reads, "And he informed me and talked with me and said, O Daniel, I am now come forth to give thee skill and understanding."
I come forth, give you skill and understanding. And what skill and understanding this is, Sister Judith? What kind of skill and understanding we gotta have? Real quick, let's go to Psalms. Go to the book of Psalms real quick. Let's go to Psalms 119. What kind of skill that we gotta have? You don't want the skill in the word, you want the skill of this book here. This is the skill you really want. Have a skill in this. Let's go to Psalms 119. Let's go to Psalm 119, verse 4. Get down 99, 100, verse 104.
Psalm chapter 119, verses 4, verse 99, 100, and 104. Psalm chapter 119, verse 4 reads, "Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently."
He said the what?
Keep our precepts diligently.
He said command us to keep the precept diligently. Hold on. Hold that point there. Put your marker there. Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, see what that was coming from real quick. That's the key. They don't say nothing that come out their mouth. They don't just don't say nothing. They got to be reading the law or the seers. That's the game changer. Real quick, give me Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 14.
Nehemiah chapter 9, verse
Yes,
14.
sir. I'm gonna bring them.
Verse 14 reads, "And made it known unto them thy righteous Sabbath, and commanded them precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant."
Yahweh. That's what that was coming from. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, Mother E. I'm gonna have Mother E pick up read 99 to 100 and 104. Hey, Mother E. Yahweh be with you there, Mother E, Israel, and see Roy.
That's what we're talking about. And we get to
Through Yahweh. All right. Going to Psalms 119, 99, 100, and 104.
get that money. No, 119, verse 99. I have 400 cents and all my things. But they said,
Testimonies.
I said,
The testimony means the covenant. Go ahead.
come back.
You get more understanding that way. You keep the precepts. Ancient. Okay, verse 104.
Well, we just get there. I get understand. Therefore, I hate that.
You don't do no precepts, you go on a false way. You know that false way is sin. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that out real quick. I can read that in Daniel. Why I said that. All right, Sister Judith. Sister Judith. Give me Daniel. Go to the book of Daniel. See what I want. Go to the book of Daniel. All right. Give me Daniel chapter 9. Daniel chapter 9, verse 5.
Daniel chapter 9, verse 5. Daniel chapter 9, verse 5 reads, we have sinned and have committed sin and have done wickedly and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgment.
See that? Right there. Okay. All right. Took care of that. All right, real quick. Let's go back to that and Mother E. Let's go back to that Nehemiah real quick. We want to touch on this what these booths is, temporary shelters is. And we want to get a spiritual understanding. This brings to what you go to the book of Nehemiah. Go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8. Nehemiah chapter 8. We're going to pick it up at, all right, pick it up at verse 14. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 14. Mother E, Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 14.
Yes, I said, hey, verse 22. And they found it and up. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 42. And we stopped it up with the Yahweh and both. Children, Israel, and 12 sons. Which they were and the seed of the favor law.
They said they found written in the book of the law. Where they found it written that. All right, so to do it. Give me Leviticus chapter 23. When he was reading Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23. All right, pick it up at verse 33. Found written where? Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33. Pick it up at verse 33.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33. Verse 33 reads, And the Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying,
Children of Israel, 12 tribes. Go ahead.
7th month shall be the feast tabernacle for 7 days unto the Yah.
That's how long these feast days, these feast of tabernacle last for 7 days. Well, right now we're on the 2nd day as we speak. Go ahead.
Verse 35 reads, on the first day shall be a righteous gathering. Ye shall do no severe work therein.
We took care of the first day in grand style. Okay. All right. Okay, verse 36.
Verse 36 reads, 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be a righteous gathering unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no severe work therein.
Okay. What I mean by having an offering made by fire. Real quick, Mother E. Mother E Israel. Jeremiah 5:14. Jeremiah 5:14. Mother E Israel. C. Roy. Jeremiah chapter 5. All right. We're second witness, so that is precept that. Jeremiah 23:29. Jeremiah 23:29. Sister Judah.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 29. Verse 29 reads, it is not my word like as a fire, saith the Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces.
Yahweh. That's what it's talking about. Real quick. All right. All right, back to that Leviticus chapter 23. Back to Leviticus chapter 23. All right. Back to Leviticus chapter 23. All right, you at verse 37. Reading that, so Judah.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 37 reads, these are the feasts of the Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be righteous gatherings, to offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
Upon this day. All right, go ahead.
Verse 38 reads, beside the Sabbaths of the Yahweh, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, would ye give unto the Yahweh.
He said beside the Sabbaths. What kind of Sabbath is this? Is this a regular Sabbath? Let's go to real quick. Hey, Mother E. Let's go to the book of John real quick. Yeah, go to the book of John. Book of John chapter, make that chapter 19. John chapter 19, verse 31. And the middle of the verse, let's read what it says for. Yeah, he said for that. Okay.
got that in it, therefore we call it operation. That's your body remains. That the body did not remain upon this on the Sabbath day, but that day was a high day.
Okay, he said for that Sabbath day, it's a high day. So it's a high day. All right. Let's get a second witness on that. Now, that's all I want out there. That's all I wanted that Mother E. We're going to Sirach 33. Pick up at verse 7. Sirach 33, verse 7. Touch on these booth temporary shelters real quick. Sirach chapter 33, verse 7.
One day, and all this the Bible of every day in the world.
All right, verse 8. Sirach 33, verse 8.
And we often do and
Verse 9.
the that some of them they happen and how to do it. And some of them they are in every day.
And some he made high days and hollowed them, and some have he made ordinary days. Right, Mr. Sack. Okay, that's it. All right, back to you, Sister Judith. All right, use that verse 38, Leviticus 23, verse 38.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 38. Verse 38 reads, beside the Sabbath, beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your free will offerings, which ye give unto the Yahweh.
All right, verse 39.
Verse 39 reads, also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto the Yahweh 7 days.
Go ahead.
On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
That's right. So we feel first day is a Sabbath. Sabbath on the 8th day should be a Sabbath. So when that kicks in on when the sunset, going down on the 20th, going to the 21st, going to the 8th. Okay. All right, give me real quick, Sister Judith. While we already there, skip down the verse real quick. Give me verse 41. Verse 41.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 41. Verse 41 reads, and ye shall keep it a feast unto the Yahweh 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generation. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month.
Celebrate it in the 7th month. Okay, verse 42.
Verse 42 reads, ye shall dwell in booths temporary shelter 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths temporary shelter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, these booths, dwell in booths, right? Temporary shelters. All right, real quick. Let's go to real quick. Go to Corinthians. See what I want. 1 Corinthians On 1 Corinthians chapter 5 to see if I'm on point. Make that 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1, Mother E.
Second Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 1. Thus all words that Solomon made for the purpose of the therefore the strength. Oh, good, all the things that they use was not the same.
Is that second? Okay. Trying to see if she. Okay, is that second Corinthians? 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. I mean, yeah. I meant that 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 1. Right. Okay, let's go to real quick. We're going to 1 Corinthians. Going to 1 Corinthians. All right, I'm going to 1 Corinthians chapter 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. You're going to pick it up at verse 40. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. All right, verse 40. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. We're going to have, yes, Sister Judy. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 40. Verse 40 reads, there are also celestial bodies and bodies.
Terrestrial,
but the honor of the
glory
of centennial and glory of the terrestrial.
Another verse 41.
Verse 41 reads, there is one glory of the sun, and one glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star different from another star in glory.
Okay. All right. Verse 42.
Verse 42 reads, so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption.
Now what you want? You want to be raised in corruption. Go ahead. Verse 43.
Verse 43. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in wickedness.
Weakness.
It is raised in power.
It's raised in power. Verse 44.
Verse 44 reads, it is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body.
You got a natural body, earthly body, and you got a spiritual body. Okay, skip down real quick. Verse 48.
Verse 48 reads, as is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly.
Right, the earthly. So they're earthly. Go ahead.
And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
So they are heavenly. All right, verse 9, verse 49.
Verse 49 reads, and as we have borne the image of the earth, the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
We also bear the image of the heavenly. The heavenly body, go ahead. This heavenly body. All right, verse 50.
Verse 50 reads, Now this I say, brother, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither do corruption inherit incorruption.
Right, not do a corruption, inherit incorruption. You want to be incorruption. You're going into the kingdom. All right, verse 51.
Verse 51 reads, Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
So we're in this, when we're going to get this spiritual body. Keep reading. Go ahead.
Verse 52 reads, In a moment, in the
Twinkling.
of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
So that last trump, that's when we get it right there. That last trump. And you know what that last, you got 7. And you know number 7 is what, Sister Judith? What's that 7 mean?
Completion. It is done.
Yahweh. All right. Okay, 53. Verse 53.
Verse 53. For this corruptible was put on incorruption.
And that's what we put on incorruption. Every time we read the law, when you're reading the law, was written in the law, these feast days, you putting on what? You putting on what? Verse 53.
For this corruptible was
That's the worldly when you got corruptible. And you putting on what?
incorruptible. We must be put on incorruption, and this mortal must be put on immortality.
When you read the law, you keep what's written in the law, you got immortality going. And we know we got the immortality mean what? Real quick. And this is what all trace back to. Let's go to Sirach. Let me see what's written in Sirach real quick. Go to the book of Sirach. You get there. Let's go to the book of Sirach. See what I want. All right. Going to the book of Sirach. Give me Sirach chapter 19 real quick. We're going to the book of Sirach chapter 19. Hey, Mother E, we're going to the book of Sirach chapter 19. See what I want. Book of Sirach chapter 19. Yahweh. Book of Sirach chapter 19. Verse 19. Book of Sirach chapter 19. Verse 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19. Confession of Yahweh is the doctrine of life and goodness. But they did. Only they did. Still, they refused to the speech of the Lord God.
The full tree of immortality. That tree of immortality. Okay. So we got verse 19, the knowledge of the commandments of Yahweh and the teaching of life. They that do these things that please him. All right. Do the things that please him. What please him? Real quick, we're going to 2 John real quick. What please him? The back of the book. Do the things that please him. Go to 1 John. 1 John 3:22. 1 John chapter 3, verse 22. 1 John chapter 3, verse 22. Sister Judith.
1 John chapter 3, verse 22. Verse 22 reads, and whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his spirit, in his sight.
Keep the law. And you keep his commandments, his law. Sabbath days, feast days. Them are things that please him. Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh. All right. So we read that verse 19, the tree of mortality. And that's what it's all tapped on to. Meaning of these feast days.
You know, you got your Babylon back in Timbuktu book.
I left that.
All right. Okay. So, I'm just looking for a page number.
All right. Okay, back to that First Corinthians real quick. So, Drew, where you left off at?
Hold on, 53.
You know, 53, 54.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54. Verse 54 reads, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the same that is written. Death is swallowed up in victory.
He said it's written where? Read that again.
Verse 54 reads, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that it is written. Death is swallowed up in victory.
All right. It is written. Death is swallowed up in victory. Death is swallowed up in victory. Say where it is written. Real quick, let's see what I want. Say death is swallowed up in victory. I'll probably take that real quick. Say where it's written at. Sister Jude, give me a Daniel chapter 2 real quick. Daniel chapter 2, 16.
Daniel chapter 2.
Time for us to read.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 16. Verse 16 reads, and Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would.
That's all I need out of that.
Let's
get
get
them.
Chapter 15.
1 Corinthians chapter 15.
Mm-hmm. You get out of here. Take verse 54.
Yeah, that's why I was just reading from. That's why I was just reading from. He said, as it is. Read that again, Sister Julie.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54 reads, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written. Death is swallowed up in victory.
As it is written, death is swallowed up in victory. I had to find it what it's written at. Precept that. As it is written. So I'm gonna put that Daniel 2:16 so I can. What's the midnight oil on that? Wait. Sam, All right, let me just go ahead and check it. Okay. All right. Verse 56.
Verse 56.
To Isaiah 25, verse 8.
Isaiah 25, verse 8.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this precept that's what it's all about. Isaiah 25. All right, Muddy, give me Isaiah chapter 25, verse 8.
Isaiah 25, verse 8.
25, verse 8.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse 8.
Isaiah chapter 25, verse 8. Who is rather what? Yeah. And the Yahweh, yeah. I could do it from all things. And you do as his people, yes, he takes the race of all things. Yeah.
All right. Now we can read that in prime prophecy that they're gonna wipe away tears.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna precept that we're going to end time prophecy. He said he's gonna wipe away tears. So we ain't gonna have the time to be looking at those and have a little sad spirit, because that's gonna be taken away. We ain't gonna be, you're gonna wipe away. Let's go to Revelation. Go to Revelation. See what I want. Chapter 20. Go to Revelation chapter. Make that Revelation chapter 7. Let's see what says that at. Go to Revelation chapter 7. Yeah, Revelation 7:17. Revelation chapter 7, verse 17. Revelation chapter 7, verse 17. Sister Judith. Revelation chapter 7, verse 17.
Revelation chapter 7, verse 17 reads, For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them.
All right. So we got to be clear for the national audience. So we can't, let's see who this lamb is. So we clear about those who count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we're not identifying ourselves. We got to find those others who need to know who the lamb is by precept in our Bible. Let's see who this lamb is real quick. Let's go to John. Yahweh. Bring it out, Sister Judy.
John chapter 1, verses 29 and verse 36. Verse 29 reads, The next day John seeth Yahweh the Son coming unto him, and said, Behold, the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sin of the world. 36 reads, And looking upon Yahweh the Son as he walked, he said, Behold, the Lamb of Yahweh.
Yahweh. All right, back to that Revelation chapter 7, verse 17. Revelation chapter 7, verse 17.
In chapter 6. For the Lamb of Yahweh, which is in the midst of the throne.
Let's read it like it is. But we ought to be clear about who the lamb is, Yahweh the Son. So
For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
we're going to wipe away tears from their eyes. So that's that verse was pulled from real quick. Personal righteous acts. All right. Let's get another hit on that. Okay. Revelation 21, verse 4. Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. Mother E. Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. Revelation chapter 21, verse 4. Mother E.
Read that one more time, mother.
And Yahweh will wipe away all tears from their eyes, and their tears sorrow, not wrath.
Yahweh. So Yahweh gonna be the one wiping away all the tears from their eyes. And he say ain't gonna be no more death. We just got done reading that the death will be swallowed up in victory. But I want to touch on a few things here. Brother Titus get back. If we touching on these you talking about the booths, what these days is all about. Let me get back into that real quick. Let's go see who dwelt in booths. Let me just go pull something out in Genesis 33, verse number 17. Sister Sarah Israel. Got some Sarah right here, buddy.
Yahweh.
Going to the book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Book of Genesis, chapter 33, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 17 reads, and Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built him a house and made booths, temporary shelters for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth.
Jacob was was building about putting some booths together. But it was somebody else that we know that had took care of some business dealing with some booths. And let's go to the book of Jubilees. And let's pick it up at chapter 16, verse 17 down to verse number 30. In fact, we're gonna split it up. Sister Sarah, you're gonna read Jubilees 16, 17 down to verse 22. Sister Judith, you're gonna pick it up from 23 down to 26. And Mother E, you go pick it up at Jubilees chapter 16, book of Jubilees chapter 16, verse 27 down to verse number 30.
Going to the book of Jubilees, chapter 16, reading verses 17 down to verse 22. Verse 17 reading, and that all the seed of his sons should be Gentiles, and be reckoned with the Gentiles. But from the sons of Isaac, one should become a holy seed, a righteous seed. It should not be reckoned among the Gentiles, the 17 nations. Verse 18, for he should become the portion, the Most High, and all his seed have fallen into the possession of Yahweh, that it should be unto the Yahweh a people of his possession above all nations, that it should become a kingdom and priests and a righteous nation. Verse 19. And we went our way down to Sarah, all that we had told him, and they both rejoiced, exceeding great joy.
Now, he said that these people will become a priest in a righteous nation. So that means we got to go inside of our Bible and find out what people he's talking about that is a priest in a righteous nation. Now we got to go inside of our Bible. Brother Titus Israel, go to the book of Exodus chapter 19 and pick it up at verse number 5 and verse number 6.
Yahweh. I've been going to the second book of the law. Book of Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. Book of Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 reads, if you therefore will obey my voice indeed, keep my covenant, then you should be a special treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Verse 6, and you should be unto me a kingdom of priests.
What?
A kingdom of priests. Righteous nation. These are the words which you. These are the words which you should speak unto the children of Israel, 12 tribes.
So the kingdom of priests. Who are the kingdom of priests that we can read? Who says this kingdom of priests? This righteous nation. Who are you talking about? What's the name, Brother Titus?
And you should be unto me a kingdom of priests, righteous nation. These are the words which you should speak unto the children of Israel, 12 tribes.
Hallelujah. Wow. Okay, Sister Julie, we're on the clock. Let's go to that book of Jubilee.
Well,
chapter 16. And picking up at verse 23 down to verse 20. What I say 26, 27. What you wrote down?
23, 26 to 27. No.
that says text. Okay, because you read
She picking it up to verse number 26. I'm picking up at 23 down to verse number 26, and Mother go pick it up at 27 down to verse 30.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 23 to 26. Verse 23 reads, and as a thank offering, 7 rams, 7 birds, 7 sheep, and 7.
You said 7 rams and what?
What verse you at?
Kids.
Yeah, verse 23.
Okay.
And as a thank offering, 7 rams, 7 kids,
Okay.
7 sheep,
Mm-hmm.
and 7 he goats.
Gotcha.
And their first fruit offerings and their drink offering.
Mm-hmm.
And he burnt all the fat thereof on the altar.
Now you see how Abraham, our fathers, gets down the grand style.
Yeah,
He come through, he coming through, and when he lay his leg down, he said he giving all respectness to Yahweh. And he giving all the good things to Yahweh, getting together for this big old feast that he got going on with the Feast of Tabernacle.
Chosen offering unto the Yahweh for a sweet smelling savor. Verse 24 reads, and morning and evening he burnt fragrant substance. What's it? Frankincense and galbanum
and statute
and nard and myrrh and spice and custom. All these 7 he offered crushed, mixed together in equal parts, and pure. Verse 25 reads, and he celebrated this feast during 7 days.
How long he celebrate this feast?
7 days. Rejoicing with all his mind and with all his soul.
So he rejoiced in every part of his mind, his whole body. He rejoiced with all his might and everything.
He and all those who were in his house, temple, and there was no stranger with him, nor any that was uncircumcised.
In this case, is his house. We're talking about his family. All that's in his house. Go ahead.
Verse 26 reads, and he blessed his creator who had created him in his generation, for he had created him according to his good pleasure. For he knew and perceived that from him would arise the plant of righteousness for the eternal generations, and from him a righteous seed, so that it should become like him who had made all things.
All right, Mother Eve, I need you to bring my hit on in. Pick it up at verse, what you at? Yeah, bro.
And rejoice, and be blessed, and rejoice, and be called stay at the best of the things of the Yahweh, the blessings to find Yahweh. Verse 28, and we bless him right there, and all you afterwards. Throughout all the generations of the earth, because according to the testimony of the evidence that was 29. So this reason, we do ordain on the Tabernacle concerning Israel, that they should celebrate things of Tabernacle, celebrate with joy and with love love. We step the foot where you are walking. That is forever throughout their generation, every year. Verse 30. But you did, there is no limit of danger. But he is ordained whatever regarding Israel, that they should celebrate and dwell in temporary and rest presence upon their millions and take need both good and good from their sleep.
Give me verse number 31.
Verse 31. And Abraham went upon him, and the dew of Babylon tree, and every day, going round the altar with the drinking 7 times a day. In the morning, he prayed and give thanks to him, Yahweh, for all things himself.
Hallelujah. So the children of Israel, it was set in the heavenly tablets for the children of Israel to keep this feast of tabernacle. And they got to keep this feast of tabernacle for 7 days. It also was ordained that we should celebrate it and dwell in booths, which is temporary shelters. And he said he set the wealth upon the heads. And the thing is, we want to point out is that the reason the children of Israel was doing this thing in these temporary booths. Let me see if I can pull something out. Let's go to 2 Chronicles, Sister Judah. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. Let's go to chapter 8, verse number 13.
2 Chronicles chapter 8, verse 13. Verse 13 reads, even after a certain rate every day, offering according to the commandment of Moses on the Sabbath, and on the new month, and on the solemn feast, 3 times in the year, even in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacle.
The feast of what?
Tabernacle.
So this is written inside of the law that we got to keep these feasts of tabernacles. But it was something that I'm looking for some in this book, but I haven't found what I was looking for, because it was something that had taken place in the book of Exodus that Yahweh had done for the children of Israel. And let's pick it up at in the book of Exodus. Matter of fact, before we go to Exodus, let's go read that Leviticus. Sister Sarah. Let's go to chapter 23. Let's pick it up at verse 33. Read 14, 33 down to verse 37. Sister Judith, have me Deuteronomy, pick it up in chapter 16, verse number 16.
Going to the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, reading verses 14, 33 through 37. Verse 14 read, "And you shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that you have brought an offering unto your Yahweh. It should be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings." Verse 33. And the Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, 34. "Speak to the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be a feast of the tabernacle, the 7 days unto the Yahweh." Verse 35. "On the first day shall be a righteous gathering, shall do no severe work therein." Verse 36. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be a righteous gathering to you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no severe work therein.
Well, this is a serious assembly.
Verse 37.
What read?
"These are the feasts of the Yahweh, which you shall proclaim to be a righteous gathering. To offer an offering made by fire unto the Yahweh, a burnt offering, and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offering, everything upon his day."
42 down to verse 44.
Reading verses 42 through 44.
Matter of fact, let's pick it up at what you read up to, verse what? 39?
37.
37? Pick it up at verse 39 down to verse 44.
Leviticus chapter 23, verses 39 to 44. Verse 39 reads, "Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep a feast unto the Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath." Verse 40. "You shall take you on the first day the borers of goodly trees."
Ain't that's what Moses was ain't that's what Abraham was saying and when we just got done reading the book of Jubilees, chapter 16, and he read that in verse what was that? She read 27 down to verse number 30.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. What else he say? Say goodly trees and what?
Branches of palm trees and boughs of thick trees and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Yahweh your Yahweh 7 days. 41. You shall keep it a feast unto the Yahweh 7 days in the year. It should be a statute forever in your generation. You should celebrate it in the 7th month.
So we're gonna say, you finished reading that up?
42.
All right.
You should dwell in the booths, temporary shelters, 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in the booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in the booths, temporary shelters, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt.
That's right.
I am the Yahweh your Yahweh.
So when he brought us up out of the land of Egypt, you got to remember, we was what did he say in Sister, Sarah. He said he brought us up out of the land of Egypt. Let's go to the book of Exodus. And let's pick it up at chapter 13. And let's see what he had to say in verse number 1 and 2. Read me verse number 3. And then read verse number 14. Because he said he brought us out of the land of Egypt. Let's find out what's another word for this name. His name, Egypt.
Going to the book of Exodus. Reading chapter 13, verses 1, 2, 3, and 14. Verse 1 read. When Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Verse 2, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever open the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and beast, it is mine. Verse 3, and Moses said unto the people,
what did he say?
Remember this day which you came from out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So what's the name of Egypt?
It's the house of bondage.
The house of bondage. That's what it is. The house of bondage, Sister Sarah Israel. What is? Continue to read.
But by strength of hand, Yahweh brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. Verse 14 read. And it shall be when your son asks you in time to come, saying,
What do you say?
What is this?
What is this?
What thou shalt say unto him, by strength of the hand of the Yahweh brought us out from Egypt, from the house of bondage.
So this is time that Egypt he was saying he brought us out from, was he saying he brought us from under that bondage that we was under in Egypt. What type of bondage that we was under in Egypt, Sister Judah? Let's go back, let's read Exodus chapter let's go to Exodus chapter 3. Matter of fact, make that chapter 2. Let me see. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 1.
We 1. Hallelujah. Wow. Chapter 1. Yeah, let's pick it up at verse number
14.
That's right.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 14. Verse 14 reads, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
What type of bondage it was?
Hard bondage.
So the type of bondage that we was in hard bondage. When we came out, Yahweh said he had brought us out of that hard bondage, which is just another word. That's all Egypt means. It just means hard bondage, because ain't no father in the Bible named Egypt. We're gonna find that in there. So where's that part when he said he brought us out by our armies, young lion? Was that Exodus chapter 14?
We gonna take a peep at it. Said brought by armies.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Well, in the meantime, remember Yahweh said he brought us from out of that hard bondage. So you got to remember something. The temporary shelters was when we came up out of Egypt. We came out of there once I found the scripture. In Exodus. Read me Exodus chapter 12, Sister Sarah. And let's run it down at yeah, not yet, young man.
Still peeping at it. Still peeping at it. By arms. Said brought by
Don't
arms.
worry about it. We
Okay,
get to it, just pull it on out.
Yeah, I got it. Exodus chapter 7,
So
verse 4.
bring me to Exodus chapter 7, verse number 4, Sister Sarah.
Going to the book of Exodus, chapter 7, verse 4.
Verse 4. Yes.
That's right. Verse 4 read.
Said
But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgment.
Mm-hmm. So he said he gonna bring forth his arms.
Yeah, well.
Mm-hmm. But now I'm looking for something else though, young man. That'll work. That'll work. But it's something else he said about when we came out of Egypt. The number he put on us was 600,000 on.
Yeah, I'm looking at Exodus chapter 6, verse 6.
Is that 6 verse 6?
When it says, let me see, Exodus chapter 6. It says, I'm gonna read it.
You can bring it on now. I'll find what I'm looking for.
Okay, the book of Exodus chapter 6, verse 6. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahweh, will bring you out from under the burdens of the Mizraimites, and will rid you out of their bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment.
Mm-hmm. And read that Exodus chapter read that Exodus chapter give me the Exodus chapter 7 verse 4 again.
Okay, Exodus chapter 7, verse 4. Book of Exodus chapter 7, verse 4 reads, but Pharaoh will not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, land of bondage, and bring forth my army and my people, children of Israel, 12 tribes, out of the land of Egypt, Mizraim, land of bondage, by great judgment.
Mm-hmm. What type of way?
By great judgments. It's another hit you said about the armies.
Yeah, you know what? Where was that? Where I told you to go to, sister? Go to chapter 12. We're going to Exodus chapter 12. And pick it up at verse number
I got
37. That's all right, man. We got something put on the table.
I got 6. I got Exodus 6:26 about that armies again.
Yeah, we got the arms. You can bring that back out, but it's something I want to point out here because I'm going somewhere with this. So pick it up at chapter 12. It was in 12 the whole time I really was looking for, but he brought us out by an army. But then he said something in Exodus chapter 6, verse number pick it up at chapter 12. I'm sorry, I heard him say 6. Pick it up at chapter 12. Pick it up at verse number 36 and 30. Matter of fact, 35 down to verse 37.
Exodus.
Yeah, Sister Sarah gonna bring that out.
Going to the book of Exodus, chapter 12, reading verses 35 through verse 37.
What page is that on?
Verse 35, read. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment. Verse 36. And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Verse 37.
And then he did what to the Egyptians?
Spoiled the Egyptians. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot.
600,000 on foot.
There were men beside children.
Now, think about it. We talking about temporary boosts, right? And how many Isaiah chapter 60, verse 13 to 16, Sister Judah reading on me. Matter of fact, pick it up at verse number 10 down to verse number 16, because he said we are some things that we're gonna talk about too, pertaining to how we plundered their land and they gave us everything we needed. Well, we're gonna read this Babylon, the Timbuktu book. And we go, let me see, can I pull this out? Because it's something about these temporary shelters that the children of Israel, they came out 600,000 men. Was it the men, right? It says 600,000 on foot that were men besides the children. And they ain't even counting the women. So you got to think about this. How are we, as the 12 tribes of Israel, going to be able to take care of YHWH's business? And we had to go and do let's go. Let me pull an example out real quick out of the book. Let's go to the book of let's go to the book of Leviticus. Sister Sister Sarah. And matter of fact, Mother, let's go to the book of Exodus. How we gonna be able to do any of this? Let's go to the book of Exodus and let's pick it up at chapter 35. And let's go to pick it up at verse number 30. Mm-hmm. Before you read verse number 30, Mother, write this down. Give me Exodus 35, pick it up at verse number 1. And then drop down and read me verse give me verse number 10. Yeah, 110. Yeah, give me verse number 1. Give me 10 down to verse number 11. And then drop down and read me verse number 30. Down to verse number that is good. Just give me 1 down to 10. Give me 35, 1, 10 down to verse number 11. Sister Sarah go pick it up at 30 down to verse number 32. And then Sister Judith go pick it up at 33 down to verse 35. And let's see how can we take care of all this. Then we go read this Babylon of 10 buck too and find out what these temporary booths about. Because remember, we came out 600,000 strong. That's just the men that was on foot. YHWH brought us out by our arms. So let's find out what was taking place, what these temporary booths was really all about. So you, Mother. Mm-hmm.
And everywhere all Christians walk ahead for the way.
Uh-huh.
It's it. And this text and this sword before and this church and this body.
Reading Exodus chapter 35, verses 30, 32. Verse 30 read. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, the YHWH have called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 31. And he hath filled him with the spirit of YHWH, in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all matter of workmanship. Verse 32. And to devise curious works, to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass.
So they had to know how to do what type of work they had to know how to do, Sister Sarah?
Curious works.
And what?
To work in gold, silver, and brass.
And then the mother was reading and read. Now the mother was reading in verse 10 and verse number 11 that we know he speaks to the children of Israel, but they call the wise minded among the people.
Wow.
And these are the ones that's supposed to help build the temple, these tents and the coverage. These are now the question that I want to raise after Sister Judith read me the rest of those verses. Read me the rest of those verses. Then we're gonna do a little breakdown on. Hey Elder, I still got you on the line, Elder. Elder Yada. Yeah, well.
Exodus chapter 35, verses 33 to 30. Verse 33 reads, and in the cutting of stone to set them, and in carving of wood to make any manner of cunning work.
What type of work they got to do?
Cunning work.
Yeah, and they got to do some cunning work, and that cunning work, what type of physical work they're going to be doing with that cunning work? What he said, the cutting of what?
And the cutting of stones to set them, and in carving of wood to make any manner of cunning work. Verse 34 reads, and he had put in his mind that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of Ahishamah of the tribe of Dan. Verse 35 reads, them have he filled with wisdom of minds to work all manner of work, of the engraver and of the cunning workman, and of the embroiderer in blue and in purple, in scarlet and in fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work.
So keep something in mind here, right? That these children of Israel, when they came out, they had to make sure that they knew how to do some work. Well, how you gonna know each other and what all you can do unless you dwell amongst each other for these 7 days? Wow. See, that's what was taking place during this time. I'm gonna have to tailor that. I put a Daniel 2:16 on this book of Babylon 10:2. So I find the page. Huh? It's Babylon 10:2. I want to pull something out of here. But let you know what all the things that we had and what we was able to do. But when he said that we came, when he was talking about us and we came into the land with our laws, we knew how to agriculture and all these different type of things. Yeah, I was looking through my notes. I can't pull it out in my notes. I don't have all my books here with me. Hallelujah.
You're talking about when he said that we judge locksmith.
Yeah. But to show you, just to give you a description of some of the things that we can do. But back to what we were saying, it's showing you inside of the Bible that
I know what it is. I can't find my book. I know what it is. Go your phone and pull it out. Babylon.
You can look it up. But right now, I'm gonna put this on the table right now. Now keep something in mind here. That's what these 7 days it was all about. After we got done taking care of the first day of the feast, we stayed all back in these booths. But it was a time that the children of Israel had to get to know one another. We see who can do what. Who can what was the word? What did he say again, Sister Sarah, that you was reading in the book of Exodus 35? That you was reading?
Exodus 35, 30 to 32.
Mm-hmm.
Curious works.
What type of works?
Curious works.
And put some names on them curious works.
To work in gold.
These type of people that was bonding so they can know who can do the gold. What else they was bonding about, Sister Sarah?
Silver and brass.
And they was bonding about, see, who can take care of this bitch with this silver and this brass. Mother Egypt was reading, she said in verse number 10, Exodus 35, verse 10, that every wise man among you shall and make all that the Yahweh have commanded. Verse 11, the tabernacle. How you gonna know how to put the tabernacle together? We don't know what each other can do. That's what the bottom is all about, to get to know what each other can do. He said his tent and his coverings, his touches and his boards, his bars, his pillars, and his sockets. That means the bonding was about getting ready to take care of Yahweh's business. That's what this bonding was about, to get to prepare the temple so the temple can be built. Let's go over there and let's get a case in point. Let's go to the book of 2 Kings. Matter of fact, make that 1 Kings. Sister Julie, let's go to 1 Kings. And let's see what old Solomon had to take care of in 1 Kings. And let's pick it up at let's pick it up at chapter 6. And let's pick it up at verse number 14.
1 Kings chapter 6, verse 14. Verse 14 reads, so Solomon built the house and finished it. Verse 15 reads, and he built the walls of the house within with boards of cedar, both the floors of the house and the walls of the ceiling. And he covered them on the inside with wood and covered the floor of the house with planks and fir.
Mm-hmm. Continue to read.
Verse 16 reads, and he built every cubit on the sides of the house, both the floor and the walls with boards of cedar. He even built them for it within, even for the oracle, even for the most righteous place.
Mm-hmm. So continue your verse 7.
And the house, that is, the temple before it, was 40 cubits long. Verse 18 reads, and the cedar of the house within was carved with, let's say, nuts and open flowers, all with cedar. There was no stone sink.
Mm-hmm. But in this case right here, see, let's go back now, Brother Tyler. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 3. And let's pick it up the conversation that was going on. And let's back up. Let's back back. Matter of fact, I'm back too far. Let's go to chapter 5, I mean. Pick it up at verse number 1.
All right, 1 Kings. We're going to 1 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. 1 Kings chapter 5, verse 1. And Hiram, king of Tyre, sent the service unto Solomon, for he had heard that he had anointed him king in the room of his fathers. For Hiram was ever a lover of David. You read now?
Keep reading. Yeah.
Verse 2, and Solomon sent Hiram, saying, verse 3, you know us how David, my father, could not build a temple, and the name of Yahweh is Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
For the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahweh put them under the soles of his feet. Verse 4. And now Yahweh, my Yahweh, had given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurring. Verse 5. And behold, I purpose to build a temple in the name of Yahweh my Yahweh, as Yahweh spake unto David my father, saying, your son, who I will set upon your throne in your room, he will build a temple to my name. Verse 6. And I therefore command you that they hew me cedar trees out of Lebanon, land of Shem, and my servants shall be with your servants, and unto you will I give hire for your servants according to all that you shall appoint. For you know it, that there is not among us any that could skill to hew timber like the Sidonians. Verse 7. And it came to pass when Haran heard the words of Solomon, that he rejoiced greatly, and said, blessed be Yahweh this day, which had given unto David wise son over this great people. Verse 8. And Haran said to Solomon, saying, I have considered the things that which you said it to me for, and I will do all your desire concerning the temple of cedar.
We gonna do all your what?
Desire concerning timber of cedar and concerning timber of fir.
So now we know where they got all that tender cedar and all that tender fir from. And we'll keep something in mind that Sister Sarah, when you hold something for me? Well, Sister Judy, when you hold something for me in the book of Isaiah? What's his position? Well, he knew his position, but today we don't know our position. And they know their position, but they not in their position. And we don't know our position, but it's our job to bring their position out in your position. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. And pick it up at chapter 60, verse 10 down to verse number 16.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10 to 16.
Wow.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10 to 16. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 10 reads, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Who go now? The sons of strangers, now they go build up your walls.
That's right.
And their king shall minister unto thee.
And Haran was a king at this time. He was in a position as a king, and he was giving Solomon what Solomon says, I'm gonna give you the desires of your eyes, old Solomon. 10 read.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
He said, in our wrath I smote you, O Israel. He said, well, I'm gonna have some mercy on you now.
Verse 11 reads, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night. Day or night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, the 10 northern tribes.
You're not in this case.
Gentiles.
Okay.
Just read it the way it is. And then we'll put the dramatics on it.
That their kings may be strong.
So you talking about these 17 other nations.
We talking
about the 17 other nations. At that moment, I'm talking about the 17 nations. They gonna do what, Sister Judy? What do you say about the Gentiles?
And that their kings may be brought. Verse 12 reads, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve.
Go back and read that verse again at the top, Sister Judy. There's something I want to bring out there.
Verse 11 reads, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
So he's saying that they gonna bring the 17 nations, they kings, they gonna bring all their fortunes to us. We gonna get all they lick. We gonna get everything. It's our time to get everything. And remember, he said something about, he said they gonna minister unto us. But what is this ministering to us he was talking about? Let's go to Romans chapter 15, verse 27, Sister Sarah. Verse 27.
Going to the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 27. Verse 27 reads, "It hath pleased them truly, their debtors there are. For if the Gentiles have been made partakers of their spiritual things, their duty is also to minister unto them in carnal things."
So that's the type of ministering to us they gonna be doing. They gonna be getting our wood, giving us all their treasures. That's the ministering to us that they're going to be doing. Come back to you, Sister Judy.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse
Isaiah chapter 60.
60,
Right.
12. Verse 12 reads, "For the nations and kingdoms that will not serve thee shall perish."
So they gonna do what?
Perish.
Mm-hmm.
Those nations shall be utterly wasted.
They gonna be utterly wasted. That's right. So then you tell them go get your wood, and they ain't gonna get your wood and light your campfire, and they'll light your campfire. Yahweh son, they ain't got nothing to do. He gonna waste them. He know who you are, so you ain't gonna be around.
Right.
Verse 13.
No
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree,
Mm-hmm.
and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. 14 reads, "The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Yahweh."
They're probably the city of who?
Yahweh.
That's right.
And they gonna be doing some bowing down to you. See, that's what this feast is all about. Remembering these times and what these days is about when you go get your lick back. That's why we gotta come and do some bonding. We gotta know what all we can do. Who can do what? Who know how to plant? Who know how to take care of some herbs? You know what I'm saying? And heal the people. Who know how to build? Who are construction workers? Who can help build this nation? According to the city of Yahweh. That's what we build. They'll call us. What again? Read that again.
Verse 14 reads, "The sons also of them that afflicted these shall come bending unto thee.
They gonna come bending the knee unto you, Israel.
All they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Uh-huh.
And they shall call thee the city of the Yahweh."
So they gonna call you the city of the Yahweh. So the only way you can be called the city of the Yahweh, you gotta get ready to start building the city of Yahweh. That's what we're trying to do right now. That's why we say we gotta come together, keep these feast days. Have these 7 days, and do these 7 days. We're supposed to be getting to know one another, what this day is all about, what you can do, so we can come and put this thing together. Let's go to let's pick it up at Isaiah chapter 65, verse 22. Sister Sarah, man, matter of fact, Mother E, give me Isaiah 65, verse 22. And Mother Z around, tell her get ready for her closing. Well, tell her get ready to bring in know she got something to bring on some thus says Yahweh. So whatever she got to say, whatever Yahweh put on her mind, tell her go ahead and get come on out that bullpen all warmed up and bring us what she got to say. So some thus says Yahweh. But right after you give us that Isaiah chapter 65, verse 22.
Isaiah, verse 22. And the Sabbath. And the law of joy, the word of
There's gonna become a time where he's saying these other nations, they ain't gonna have inhabitants of the land no more, the plants and running what they put inside of your mouth anymore. You go have the trees. You are his elect. That we can read in the book of Isaiah, Sister Sarah. Let's go read that. Let's find out who is elect in Isaiah chapter 40. I'm on 45. Give me 45, verse number 4. Let's put a name on this elect. He talking to the elect. He said, you the ones that's gonna have the trees. They're gonna be working for you. We'll go back and read we'll come back to Mother E after we'll come to Mother Z after Sister Sarah will bring us in, then we'll get Mother E in and give us a closing statement. She gonna have the Isaiah 65 verse pick it up at verse number 20. Give me verse 20 and 21. After Mother Z come in and give us her statement that she got to say about thus says Yahweh. What you reading, Sister Sarah? Oh, I thought to Isaiah 45, verse 4.
Going to the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 4. Verse 4 read, for Israel, my servant's sake, Israel, my elect.
Who is elect?
Israel.
That's all we need up out of there. So we know that he talking about his elect. We know he talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. Mother Z, Yahweh bless you there, Mother Z. Well, you're on the clock, Mother Z. Whatever Yahweh put on your mind to bring to the national armies, you got the flow. We all ears, we listening in. Let's roll.
I don't have anything really to talk tonight. Another reading in Leviticus, chapter 23. That the Yahweh spoke unto Moses Philip, Israel, said unto him concerning the peace of the Yahweh. Like this gathering can do no work there is. It is 7% of the 34. The feet of the Yahweh, even a righteous gathering, the Egypt praying in their people. Verse 10. Because he secured himself for them and paid unto be come into the land which I give unto and shall. Yes. Meet the harvest thereof, being grain and yeah, of the first two of your harvest unto the Yahweh. Oh, two.
Yahweh.
All right, hallelujah. Why there, mother? Mother E. Let's go back to the Isaiah. Let's go to 65. Give me that 20 down to verse number 21. And we can close it statement out here.
When it was, I said that the toilet was. Went to that little and translate of the and we had it here. Oh, but we have and then well out and it had it and it bread and spread off.
All right. All right. Okay. All right, and Sister Judy. Sister Judy. All right. Hey, and Mother E, what's your closing statement? Hallelujah. 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 All right. All right, Sister Judy. So we know that the other nation's gonna build our walls and all that good stuff, what they gonna do. Hey, Sister Judy, give me Isaiah chapter 60, verse 14. I'm finna get somebody this real quick. Not only they gonna build our walls, but what they gonna do, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 14.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 14. Verse 14 reads, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Yahweh, the Yada Judah of the righteous one of Israel.
So they're gonna bow down to the soles of your feet real quick. He said they go come bending. They're only gonna come bending unto you what they're gonna come with. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 45. Go to Isaiah chapter 45 real quick. Let's see what they're gonna be coming. What they're gonna be coming with. We're going to Isaiah chapter 45, verse 14. Isaiah 45, verse 14. Hey, Sister Sarah, you give me Isaiah 45, verse 14.
On to the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 14, read. Thus say to Yahweh, the labor of Egypt, and merchandise of Ethiopia,
Okay, go ahead.
and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto you, and they shall be thine. They shall come after you in chains.
So they're gonna come after you with what?
In chains.
They're gonna come with chains like we came over here on ships with chains. Go ahead.
They shall come over and they shall fall down unto you.
Yeah, they're gonna fall down and get that knee right. They're gonna fall down. Go ahead.
They shall make supplication unto you.
Yeah, they're gonna make supplication unto you. What they're gonna be saying?
Saying, surely Yahweh is in you, and there is none else. There is no Yahweh.
They're gonna be calling you Yahweh, Yahweh than you. Once we get this down right, they're gonna get you right real quick. The utmost. All right, real quick, Sister Judy. Give me Psalms 149, verse 8. Not only they're gonna be bowing down to you, the people, the top people. Let's see who the top people. All these presidents and all that, who's the top people? They're gonna get right. Psalms 149, verse 8.
Psalms chapter 149, verse 8. Psalms chapter 149, verse 8 reads.
Let me get that, see if we're on point. All right, pick it up at verse 7 real quick. Make it sound good.
Psalms chapter 149, verse 7 and 8. Verse 7 reads. To execute vengeance upon the heathen.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen, 17 nations. Go ahead. And punishment upon the people.
8 reads. To bind their kings with chains.
To bind their kings with what?
Chains.
Chains. Go ahead.
Feathers of iron.
He said with feathers of iron. Then we came over here with feathers of iron. Then our forefathers came over here with feathers of iron. You know the little neck with the little thing sticking out? What they call it? Let's see the image of hey, real quick, Sister Judith. Can somebody Google feathers of iron? Let's get a clear understanding with that the feathers of iron, the image of it. Feathers of iron, right? Feathers of iron. Feathers of iron. Let's see what that is. Let's see the images of it. There go feathers of iron right here. That's what we came with. Feathers of iron. It's the images of it. Right here. Iron feather. Feathers of iron. All right. Real quick. Give me let's go to Psalms 72, verse 9. Psalms. Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 72, verse 9. Sister Judith. Psalm 72, verse 9.
Psalms chapter 72, verse 9. Psalms chapter 72, verse 9 reads. They that dwell in the wilderness.
It said, they that dwell in the wilderness. Go ahead. So his enemies they're gonna be licking some dust. And when they're gonna be licking some dust, real quick, let's precept that. What dust they're gonna be licking? They're gonna lick dust like what?
Mm-hmm.
Micah chapter 7, verse 17. What they gonna lick dust like? Micah chapter 7, verse 17. Micah chapter 7, verse 17.
Mm.
The book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 17. What they gonna be licking dust like? It's an answer to that. Micah chapter 7, verse 17. Sister Judy. Micah chapter 7, verse 17.
Micah chapter 7, verse 17 read. They shall lick the dust like a serpent.
They gonna lick the dust like what?
Serpent.
They gonna lick it like the serpent.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that serpent, that snake.
Let me jump in with you, young man. I want you to read this for me though. I want you to bring this out. Go to Psalms chapter 149, verse 1 down to verse number 9.
Yahweh. I'm going to Psalms 149. Was that 8 and 9?
149, verse 1 down to verse 9.
Man, he's read.
Yes, I read 17.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna pull that on back out. Because verse number 9 is what I really want to get to.
Yahweh.
And then Sister Judith had me Leviticus 25, verse 45, 46, and verse 55. We're gonna tie this all in. We're going to the book of Leviticus chapter 25, verse 45, 46, and 55.
Yes. Yahweh. All right. Going to Psalms chapter 149, verse 1 down to verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Psalm chapter 149, verse 1 reads, Praise ye Yahweh, sing unto Yahweh a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. Verse 2, let Israel rejoice in him that made him, that the children of Yada Judah be joyful in their king. Verse 3, and let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. Verse 4, for Yahweh taken pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Verse 5, let the saints be joyful in glory, honor. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Verse 6, let the high praise of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Hallelujah, Yahweh, survive. Verse 7, to execute vengeance.
To execute what?
Vengeance.
And who will be doing this executing vengeance? Who we reading about will be doing it?
Upon the heathen, 17 nations.
Yeah, but remember, we're reading about Yada Judah, the children of Yada Judah should be joyful in their king. He's talking about the children of Israel, the saints.
Hallelujah.
And he's talking to them, but he said that we go execute vengeance upon the 17 nations. And what? And do what to them?
And punishment upon the people.
Verse number 8.
Verse 8 reads, to bind their kings.
We go bind their king.
With chains.
Chain.
And their nobles. With fetters of iron.
Verse number 9. To do what?
Verse 9. To execute upon them the judgment written.
So we go execute upon them the judgment that's written according to Sister Sarah. What's written in what I want all that. Give me, let's go to Romans. And give me chapter 15. And pick it up at verse number 4. And then drop down, give me Acts 15:15. As it is written, right? Finish that out, Brother Titus. So we're going to execute upon them the judgment written.
His honor have all his saints.
Who the saint?
Children of Israel. Praise ye Yahweh.
So we're going to execute some judgment on them as it is written according to Romans chapter 15, verse number 4. What is written?
Well, to the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. Verse 4 read. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
So these talking about things that was written aforetime.
were written for our learning,
This thing was written for the 12 tribes of Israel learn.
that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope.
So it's the scriptures as it's written according to these scriptures that we're reading right now. Give me that Acts 15:15, Sister Sarah. Then come on in with that for me, Sister Judah. And I'm gonna hand it back over to Brother Titus. Give me that what you was holding for me, Sister Judah? Leviticus 25, 45, 46.
Yeah,
55. All right. After Sister Sarah, give me that act.
Going to the book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 15. Verse 15 read, and to this agree the words of the prophets, the seers, as it is written.
Leviticus chapter 25, verses 45, 46, and 55. Verse 45 reads, moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their family that with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. Verse 46 reads, and ye shall take them as the inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. But over your brothers, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. Verse 55 reads, for unto me the children of Israel are servants. They are my servants, whom I have brought forth out of the land of bondage. I am the Yahweh, your Yahweh.
All right. Okay. Real quick. All right, real quick. We're going to read Isaiah 14. Real quick. We're picking up Isaiah chapter 14. Go to the book Isaiah chapter 14. Go to the book Isaiah chapter 14.
Did you touch on that part though in that Leviticus though, young man?
Oh, yeah, she just read the Leviticus 25, 45 to 46, and 55.
So now what we get from that is the other nations. What's their position? All the other nations, they our possessions. They our possessions. They in a position that we supposed to rule over them. That's what right. They for. They is our possession. And you gotta remember, you can't do no rigor to your brother.
That's right.
All right, over to you, Brother Titus Israel.
All right, let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Go to Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2, and then verse 21. Isaiah 14, verse 1, 2, and 21. Isaiah chapter 14, and Sister Sarah Israel. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2, and verse 21.
Going to the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, reading verses 1, 2, 21. Verse 1 reading, the Yahweh will have mercy on Israel.
Yeah, you're going to have mercy on us. We got mercy. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
You will yet choose Israel. Go ahead.
Set them in their own land.
We're going to be in our own land.
Strangers shall be joined with them.
The stranger going to be joined with them.
And they shall cleave to the family of Jacob, of Israel.
Yahweh.
Verse 2. People shall take them and bring them to their place.
That's right.
And the family of Israel shall possess them in
Then we just read that in Leviticus. We just read that in Leviticus 25, 45, and 46. We're going to possess them. Go ahead.
Shall possess them in the land of the Yahweh for servants and handmaids.
That was they created to be servants and handmaids. All the 17 nations made to be servants and handmaids. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
So we're going to take them captives, whose captives we were. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
So we're going to rule over our oppressors.
Verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the sin of their fathers.
See that?
That they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
See that? So they got slaughter coming for the sins of our fathers. So you gotta, they said, we ain't had nothing to do with that. We wasn't back there. But let's see what it says on that. Now they're gonna say that. Let's see what it says on that. Real quick. Let's see what it says on that. Let's go real quick. Let's see what I want. Let's go to how about the book of, let's see, get out of Ecclesiastics. To the sins of your fathers. Sins of your fathers. Going to the book of Ecclesiastics. Book of Ecclesiastics. Going to the book of Ecclesiastics. Keep saying the book until I get there. Book of Ecclesiastics. Let's see what I want. Book of Ecclesiastics. The sins of their father. Book of Ecclesiastics. Book of Ecclesiastics. All right. Let me try Lamentations real quick. Right. All right. Go to Lamentations real quick. See if I can pull it out of that. Go to the book of Lamentations. Right after Jeremiah. Book of Lamentations. All right, Lamentations chapter 5. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7. YHWH. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7. Sister Judith.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7 reads, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their sins.
Mm-hmm. You see that? Well, that sin is still on them to this day. It's like it's still.
So I mean, old Mister ain't gonna pass, but we got it on us. They got it on them.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. So they born of their sins. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and have born of their iniquities. Mm-hmm. So we read that Micah 7:17. They're gonna get that knee right, and they're gonna lick the dust like the serpent. Be clear on that. They got a lot coming. And real quick, to the Judas, give me real quick. Give me that book of what's that? Nahum. Let's see what I want in Nahum. Let's go to the book of Nahum. Go to the book of Nahum. Go to the book of Nahum real quick. Let me get there real quick. The book of Nahum. The book of Nahum. Going to the book of Nahum. Book of Nahum. Book of Nahum chapter 3. Book of Nahum chapter 3. All right, pick it up at verse 1. The book of Nahum chapter 3, verse 1.
Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Verse 1 reads, woe to the bloody city, It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not.
It said, woe to this bloody city. Now you can't look at this kernel. Let's put who this bloody city is. Woe to the bloody city. Who this talking about here? Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies. So the city, he's talking about the people here. We reading right here. Woe to a bloody city. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. Okay. Let's put a name on who this bloody city is. Who this bloody city is. Got a name on that. All right, let's go to Ezekiel real quick. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel. Let's see who this is.
Bring it out, young man.
Go to the book of Ezekiel real quick. Go to the book of Ezekiel chapter 35. Go to Ezekiel chapter 35 real quick. Let's get warmed up in Ezekiel chapter 35. You go to Ezekiel chapter 35. Pick up at verse 1. Sister Judy, Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Yahweh came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Okay, now we should be able to know, we in class should be able to know who Mount Seir is. We gotta remember, we gotta have a name. Mount Seir, who this is? Who's Mount Seir?
That we can read.
That we can read. Who is this? Who's Mount Seir?
That we can read.
That we can read. All right. That's
That's right. Bring it
that's
out.
why it's very important to take.
He told me to read it like this, y'all just read.
Okay. Genesis chapter 36. Let's go to Genesis chapter 36. Go to Genesis chapter 36. We'll pick up at verse 1. Then skip down verse 8 and 9. Genesis 36, verse 1 and 8 and verse 9.
Genesis chapter 36, verses 1, 8, and 9. Verse 1 reads, Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom.
Okay. Esau was Edom, because Esau is the father of the what? In verse 8 and verse 9.
The well Esau and Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Okay.
Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
And Mount Seir. All right, real quick, Sister Judy. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Who's that? Who's that Mike? Come. All right. Let's go to book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy real quick. See what I want. Go to the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Let's see what I want. Make that let's go to Numbers. Make that Numbers real quick. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Go to the book of Numbers. Let me get there with you real quick. Go to the book of Numbers. Go to the book of Numbers by name. Real quick. Let's see what this is real quick. We have a clear understanding. Go to the book of Numbers. All right. Okay. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Chapter. Go to the book of Numbers. All right, let's go back. let's go back to where he's at. Let's go back to Ezekiel 35. Let's read that. Hmm? You said again what? Said
Yeah, a few more in.
all right, yeah, few more in. All right.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verses 1.
That's right, young lions. Hallelujah.
Yahweh.
Verse 2 reads, the Son of Man set thy face against Mount Seir, Esau, and prophesy against.
Excellent. I'm seeing East.
Yahweh, that's how you bring that in. Real quick. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3 reads, and say unto it, thus says the Yahweh, behold,
Which one?
O Mount
Oh,
Seir, Esau, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
So once we come back to this Bible, going to the Sabbath days, feast days, and wearing your fringes, ribband of blue, garment, then he's gonna take care of it. He's gonna take care of the business with these people.
You know what I did? Let's call the last 2 weeks.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 4 reads, I will lay thy cities waste,
Oh,
and
yeah.
thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Yahweh.
Verse 5.
Verse 5 reads, because thou hast had
She left out of here 2 weeks.
what's that?
She
Preach
took her through my garments with her, right? This is
to
wrong. She took
You said perpetual.
perpetual hatred.
Hold on. He said they had what?
Perpetual hatred.
Hold on. Hold that point. Hold that point. Perpetual hatred, right? Let's go to the book of Joshua real quick. He said they had perpetual hatred, right? Go to the book of Joshua real quick.
They ain't come out.
Let's go to the book of Joshua. He said they had perpetual hatred. Go to the book of Joshua real quick. Let's see what I bought. Chapter. Let me get that. Go to the book of Joshua.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring that out real quick. So they have perpetual hatred. Let's go to the book of Joshua. Go to the book of Joshua, chapter. Let's see what I bought. Chapter 26. Let's see. Go to the book of Joshua. Go to the book of Joshua. Was that Joshua chapter 20? That Joshua chapter 26? Let me see.
For Esau,
Yeah, they're gonna have
27:12.
no, that ain't what I want. It's like when they have hatred even to this day. That's the one I'm looking for. I'm gonna bring that out. It's Joshua. No, it's in Joshua. Look at Joshua. Even to this day. Let me see. Could be in 50. Let me see. Look at Joshua. Let's see if it's in 58. My book of Joshua, chapter 58. Let's see. I'm trying to see for my point. All right, yeah, Joshua. Yeah, Joshua 58. I'm on point. Joshua chapter 58, verse 28. Bring it out to the Jude.
Joshua chapter 58, 28. 28, but from that day forward, the children of Esau hated the sons of Israel, and the hatred and enemy.
It means enemy.
Very strong between to this day.
Hallelujah. And they got that on them even to this day. Day 4. Go ahead. You at finish out verse 5 and 6.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5 and 6. Verse 5 reads, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hatred shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity,
The time of their what?
calamity,
Calamity.
in the time that their sin had ended, had an end.
Time that their sin had an end. Verse 6.
Verse 6 reads, therefore, as I live, saith the Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Said, thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
So you're not hated blood, even blood shall pursue you. And watch this. How you gonna pursue? He say even blood should pursue you. Real quick, give me Isaiah. Real quick. Watch this. Real quick. Even blood should pursue you. Give me Ezekiel. Ezekiel 32 verse 6. Ezekiel 32 verse 6. Look what it says here about this blood. Ezekiel 32 verse 6. Ezekiel 32 verse 6. All right, Sister Sarah Israel. Ezekiel 32 verse 6.
Going to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 32, verse 6. Verse 6 read, I will also water with the blood the land wherein thou swimmest, even in the mountains, and the river shall be full of you.
You see that blood? He said, I will also water with your blood the land wherein you swimmest, even to the mountains and the rivers should be full of you. So this water gonna be filled up all the way to the mountains. Esau's blood of these people. Real quick, to the Judas. Give me Isaiah 63 real quick. Watch this. Isaiah 63.
Times.
Huh?
February call it. We'll get our closing.
All right. This is the last one. Ezekiel 63. Isaiah 63. Thank you, that's the Judas. Isaiah 63. Look at that in verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom, Esau, with thy garment from Bazar?
What is it? What's that? Bozrah, Esau. When you see the word Bozrah, still talking about Esau. This B-O-Z-R, this Bozrah still